This program was made possible by Wild Birds Unlimited, Malakoff AC Delco, Anderson Heating and Cooling, Kid Smith State Farm Insurance, Shooter Sports Grill,
Stay standing, it's time for the fight song.
This is week 7 of OHSAA football. Tonight is homecoming on the campus of Winton High School. Waycross Community Media is happy to celebrate the Warriors' home. And I'm Jake Williams, and along with my partner Mitch Mays, we bring in a call from Frederick Stadium. Now this game features a pair of 5-1 teams. The Edgewood Cougars come in, no doubt, eager to remove the taste of last week's defeat at the hands of the Ross Rams. The Warriors will need to see to it that they continue to light up the scoreboard tonight and the dance floor tomorrow. Now, Mitch, you come up here and you're going to do this game tonight. I don't know what your observations are. I'm sure you did your homework this week as you always do. What can you tell us about any revelations you might have?
Well, Jake, there's no good reason on paper that this game should be close or competitive. But they don't play the games on paper. Edgewood comes in at 5-1 and 2-1 in the squad. having lost to 10-6 to Ross in what was to be considered a major upset in playing down to the level of their competition. We know that Edgewood comes to do what they like to do, run the wing team. They'll run the ball early and often. As a result, they got two dynamic running backs averaging 100 yards per game in Elijah Williams and Brum Grandkid. The Cougars' leading receiver is Lincoln Howes, also a threat out of the backfield.
Well, the officials for tonight's game, before we go too far, the referee is Jeff Kutcher. The umpire, Michael McCarthy. Linesman, Vernon Richards. Line judge, Tom Fehrenbach. And the back judge is Mark McFarland. See the Warriors breaking the huddle. About to kick this ball off. Yuri Velasquez getting ready to approach his ball, and the foot's in, and this game is underway.
Well, you know, Jake, we're looking for a good couple early matchups, and Andy Weaver versus Anthony Booker.
So Edgewood gets that return all the way down up to their own 35-yard line, where they'll put it in gear, 1st and 10.
Well, you know, Jake, I'm looking forward to trying to see this triple option ran by Edgewood. You know, this is what they do, and this is their makeup.
Well, the Edgewood has been their coach Scott Clemens has been at the helm as the head coach. This is his 7th year. He's got 21 years overall at the school.
Well, you know what they're going to do is come out and run the wing team, Jake. And on defense, the Winton Woods have to be very disciplined. So they need to stay in their gaps and tackle real well tonight.
Well, Winton Woods. So tonight's first quarter is brought to you by Shooter's Sports Grill, a great place for the whole team. ShooterSportsGrill.com.
Well, you know, Jake, this has to be the game of the week because normally when I come up here, I can easily pull in the parking lot. But, man, you had to fight for parking space today.
Well, this is homecoming day for the Warriors. And, of course, we know that I got in before the crowd, so I didn't get to see all the homecoming court and all that stuff. But I come here to see the game, so it looks like the Warriors are going to kick this thing off again to the Cougars. Cougars come in here looking to scratch and claw their way to make up for that defeat at the hands of Ross. So both these teams are 5-1. And this kick is off. It's going to be hauled in at the 4-yard line by the Rams. Excuse me, the Cougars. He breaks through the first line. Looks like he's going to be knocked down about the 28-yard line. Defensive starters for the Warriors. Number 88, Anthony Booker. Number 58, Malcolm Bryant. Number 31, Andrew Booker. Number 10, Melvin Pleasant. Number 6, Wasim Ficklin. Number 7, Jalen Engelman. Number 3, Zashawn Johnson. Number 14, Demetrius Gates. Number 11, Tyquan Fleming. And we'll come with the rest after this play. Turn, give to the first man through. He's wrapped up by the Warrior defense after a short pickup of about, call it 2-3 yards here.
Man, that's a quick dive right there through the two-hole, Jake, and right there Winton Woods stayed in their gaps and stayed home.
Other defenders for Winton Woods will be number 4, Mequan Grace, and number 21, Jalen Felta. Here we are, Cougars, Corbin Kraft, it's quarterback. He's trying to get outside, but Wade Phillips can't get nowhere outside.
Well, that was great penetration right there by Kenneth Brooks, Jake. Came up the field and stopped him for no gain.
It's going to bring it down to 3rd down and 8. 10:56 left to go here in the Shooters' first quarter. So the Warriors are hoping that once they take possession of this ball, they can keep this chain gang busier than a one-armed tie-dye t-shirt salesman at Woodstock. Kraft back to pass. He gives it up, but it's going to be stopped short. And, Cougars are going to have to kick this ball to the Warriors. Receive Waquan Prince taking a knee as he goes back to assume position.
And Jake, great defensive stands by the Warriors on that possession. Guys with discipline stayed in their gaps, and there was no room to run.
Okay, so Cougars are going to kick this ball. He's got the snap, kicks it up. It's like going to touch down about the 43-yard line, take a slight Cougar roll, and they're going to down it where the Warriors will come out and put this thing in gear on their own 40-yard line.
Well, Jake, it's going to be very interesting to see if the Warriors can pick up where they left off last week. Because I tell you, they was fantastic last week, feeding Mayan Williams constantly, big run after big run. So hopefully we'll see another deja vu right here, Jake.
And certainly that would be a good thing if they could pick up where they left off last week. Multiple guys adding their 2 cents into the offense. Mikhail Wingfield, the quarterback, hard count, fakes to give. He's dropping back for the pass, and that ball is caught by number 1.
Blankenship, what a catch.
Mr. Blankenship, Demir Blankenship, where it's going to be hauled in. First play of the game from scrimmage. That's Demir Blankenship.
It looks like Coach Parker scouted something on the films last week on Edgewood, and he seen that they was going to try to go one-on-one matchup with these wide receivers, and I think that might be a mistake for Edgewood. Oh,
it's going to be a whistle on the play. Well, you know, I was talking before the game. I was on the bench and sharing a conversation Coach Parker had with his coaching staff, and this kind of goes along with what he was saying. He didn't think the Cougars had anybody that could keep up with his receivers.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that's just giving a lot of confidence to Mr. Wingfield coming out first play and throwing the football.
Give to Mayan Williams. He knows he's in there, and he dips around, still on his feet, still bouncing around like a pinball wizard. And he's down inside 10-yard line. What's going to be first and goal for the Warriors? No flag. No flags on the play.
What a run by Mayan. I tell you, right there, that was pure. I do not want to go down.
See, on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay, Mayan Williams just wants it real bad.
Yes, he did. First and goal right here on the first drive for the Warriors.
So we got number 9 coming into the game for the Warriors.
That's Khalid Tubbs.
Williams back there. Mikhail Wingfield. See, the Warriors don't even have their diesel package, and we got a move. We got Demir Blankenship kind of jumped. Yeah, it's going to be on number 1, Blankenship.
If you're going to make those kind of mistakes, make them early in the game, Jake. And I think right now, this ain't going to hurt the Warriors.
Okay, so the Warriors break the huddle. 8:38 left to go in the Shooters' first quarter. Wingfield waits to snap. Pulls it out of Williams' gut, and he's still on his feet, twist around and out of a tackle, but he's going to slip down. Second and goal, about the 10-yard line, they're going to call it.
Boy, it was almost a breakaway right there from Wingfield. I tell you, just a little grass popped up and got him after that one, Jake.
We'll have to see the Warriors can just bust out a clean block. One of them snowplow blocks where there's no question marks about what's happening. And there it is. Mayan Williams into the end zone.
Jake, just like you said, where there's no question mark what's going to happen, and there it was.
That's it. We see on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay, Ryan Williams with the straight handoff runs through two arm tackles and, straight north from there.
Well, what's going on right now, Edgewood is not wrapping on their tackles, and you're not going to tackle Mayan with arms. You're going to have to wrap that young man up.
And we see the extra point is good. So with 7:54 left to go in the Shooters' first quarter, we have a score of the Winton Woods Warriors 7 and the Edgewood Cougars nothing. Good way to get the homecoming crowd into the game. We see Warrior Nation is deep in these stands tonight.
There's a nice scoring drive. Real thing. 60-yard, 1 minute and 53 seconds.
60-yard drive for the Warriors to open this game.
And that was great to see. To see the Warriors pick up right where they left off from last week is amazing. And you have to believe that going into this game, Coach Parker didn't leave no stones unturned.
Well, Coach Parker, I'm sure he's got the mission where these guys probably don't need to be reading the newspapers, watching the news, just play ball, and everything else take care of itself. Back in the goal line, and they're gonna, it's gonna come out, and the Cougars are gonna set this thing up on their 20-yard line.
But Jake, before we go on, let me give the chain gang a little love. We got Richard Smith, David Croft, Barry Day, Paul Day, Ronald Winslow, and Joe Lorenz on the chain.
Well, I'm sure these guys are worthy of the love. At least they're more worthy of the love than that chain gang was out in Oakland on Sunday. When the Browns had that chain gang.
Oh, boy, was they?
So Edgewood under center. Corbin Kraft with the give, and I'm sorry, but the Warriors defense says, I don't think so.
Yeah, and I tell you what, as long as the Warriors stay in their gaps, stay at home, be gap sound, it's going to be tough for Edgewood to run the ball up the middle.
Well, from what it looks like, of course, you just can't go by what it looks like, but they looked a little bit small to me. That doesn't mean that they can't play big, but I don't see anybody that I'm fearful of knocking the Warrior defense off the ball here. Under center, Corbett, he fakes the give, he turns the pass, his ball's complete over the middle. It's going to be a first down grab.
And I think that's what Edgewood is going to have to do. They're going to have to hit the seams, hit the quick passes, because the Warriors are staying sound in their base defense.
I'm sure the Warriors, if they have their way, they can stuff these Cougars coming in here tonight without putting too much stuff on film for their future opponents. Okay, we got Cougars break the huddle. Coming up on the ball, Corbin Kraft, 5'11", 180-pound senior under center. Wade Phillips with the carry. He runs through a couple tackles, and he's on his way. He's finally brought down at the Warrior 47-yard line.
Oh, Jake right there. Great kick-out block on the edge right there for Edgewood, and he hit it right up between the tackle and the end, and he had about 15 yards to run with.
Okay, we see that block.
Number 7, Jalen Engelman, and number 14, Kyrie Skates.
So here the Cougars break the huddle. Looks like this ball is going to be on the 49-yard line of the Warriors. There's a give. This guy runs straight through a hole and finally brought down by number 14 of the Warriors there, Demetrius Gates.
And one thing that I like about that play right there, Jake, Edgewood's backs are not 7 or 8 yards back deep. Right now, they're just hitting the hole right as it opened, and he got about 5 or 6 yards. That was Elijah Williams, one of their main running backs.
Yeah, I was told by Edgewood personnel Williams was tough. Second and 3. Give around left end. He's still on his feet. Struggling to get taken down. Finally, this guy's knocked down, but not until he goes well into Warrior territory where this ball's going to be spotted on the Warriors 20-yard line. We see on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay here that nice kick out. Oh, my goodness. That's a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon play there on that O-line. So Cougars got a 1st and 10. 4:54 left to go in the shooter's first quarter. Under center is Kraft. He's going to keep it himself on this one in wide open hole. And this is going to be close to first down territory.
It's going to be 2nd and inches right here. Great little quarterback keep right there for Corbin Kraft. He just followed the blocking. Went right up behind Elijah Williams and gained about 8 or 9 yards on that play, Jake.
Looks like the Warriors substituted number 88, Anthony Booker, into the game. Number 58, Malcolm Bryant.
Well, what they're going to have to try to do is keep these linemen fresh because Edgewood is going to keep pounding them. That's their game.
The whistle on the play.
Looks like it's all sides Warriors.
Offsides on the Warriors.
That offsides on the Warriors. Going to make it a first down. Ball's going to be set down on the Warrior 14-yard line here.
Well, this is a nice little drive for Edgewood.
So the Cougars break the huddle. Kraft under center. Turn to Gibbs. Swings to the right. He's running through all kinds of tacklers. This ball's going to be finally down on the 5-yard line. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay, he's got blocks going through that hole. It's like number 4, McQuan Grace, took a big hit from a blocker on that play.
At the 5-yard line right here.
There's the give to the first man through, but the Warrior defense is stout on that play.
Right there, they're going to run with Williams up and down the field all night long.
From the 5-yard line, 3-yard line.
Yeah, they're calling it first and goal because the chain gang stepping back. This is where Edgewood, they come down this far. I'm sure they're going to keep it on the ground.
Why not, Jake? You're having a lot of success right there. They're following their blocking. They've been real disciplined. You know, stand behind their blockers. The linemen are pulling and trapping. And the linemen just don't know where they're coming from. And that's just a nice deception on Edgewood's part.
Number 23, Kenneth Brooks, into the game on defense for the Warriors. Kenneth Brooks, he comes up there.
And that's the thing about wing T, boy. I mean, the more deception, the harder it is on the defense.
Okay, so under center is Kraft.
Went right up the middle.
Up the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay.
And that's the thing about the wing T, Jake. You just don't know. It's just pure deception, and you got to have a lot of discipline on defense.
Well, this is where the Warriors see that they're going to have to answer on this. As the Cougars attempt to point after, holds down, kick is up, and that kick is good. So with 2:05 left to go in the shooter's first quarter, we have a score of the Winwood Warriors 7 and the Edgewood Cougars 7. watching on the far sideline, the Cougar cheerleaders urging their team on. They took the ride down from Trenton, which I'm sure they want to make a good account of themselves once they get here, and so far they are.
Yes, they have. That was a great bounce back from Edgewood right there, Jake. They answered the Warriors' score. Between Phillips and Elijah Williams and Caleb Corbin Croft, excuse me. That was a well-orchestrated drive.
Well, in talking to Coach Scott Clemens before the game, he says that main thing he focuses on from day one is stresses that these guys play as a unit.
And you seen right on that drive, Jake, I mean, everything started gelling for him on that drive right there. The blocks was taking place. The running backs were patient, waiting for the blocks to take place, and they're hitting their holes. So good drive from Edgewood.
So this kick is up. It's going to be picked up on the 22.
This is oh, great tackle.
Picked up on the 28-yard line. Okay, so here comes the Warrior offense, and we can't see whoever designed these jerseys for the Cougars. You can't make out these numbers.
Yes, they are, especially for aging blind men like ourselves, Jake. Or should I speak for myself?
No, you can speak for me too, buddy. So Warriors pick up about 3 on the play. It's going to be second down.
That was a nice
on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay.
That was a
here.
nice little RPO from Wingfield. One of these RPOs, they're going to open a lot of opportunities for the Warriors later on in the game.
Well, I'm guessing if this guy Kraft, he's going to have to be able to throw the ball. Of course he did. Nice completion over the middle. Okay, here comes Wingfield waiting for the snap. Quick pass over to the right flat. He's got guys. He can kind of play where he could get down the street if guys don't clip. It's going to be a first down for the Warriors. Yeah, it was a flag.
Prince turned nothing into something. That was all Prince right there on that, Jake. I mean, he cut it back against the grain and got about 10, 11 yards on that quick screen.
That's always ends up being the kind of play that there's a flag on. So that play is going to first and 20 for the Warriors. Second and 20. This is where you get a ball to Mine Williams. He'd get a big chunk of this back. Turn. Fakes the pitch to Williams and he runs it in there, but the Cougar defense gives up a couple short yards on that.
That was great defense from the Edgewood Cougars right there because, they took Mayan away from them. They made Wingfield keep that ball. So they said, I picked my poison. I'd much rather pick it with Wingfield instead of Mayan.
Yeah, well, that's fine because eventually Wingfield can beat him with his legs, too.
Yes, he can.
Okay, so waiting to snap. Wingfield rolling to his left. Throws his ball. It's going to be off the hands of Raekwon Prince, where the Warriors are going to have to punt, 4th and 18.
Well, that was a great defensive stand right there from Edgewood. That penalty didn't help the Warriors on that drive, Jake.
We were guessing Romel Velasquez will be in to do the punting chores. 18.8 seconds left to go.
Wow, Jake, where did this quarter go? With a ball-running team like Edgewood, that's what's going to happen. The clock's going to run. It's going to be a short game.
Kick is going to be fair caught at the Cougar 46-yard line where they'll put it in gear.
That was Wade Phillips back on the catch the punt, Jay. So right now I need to see a little bit more discipline out of the Warriors on defense this series. The first series they was outstanding. They was covering their gaps. But with that wing T, you have to stay home, Jay, because the deception is like no other.
Right now, I just have to say the way it looks that the Cougars are executing. They're executing offensive line play. Kraft gives to the first guy through, and he's stacked up. Looks like he's got the whole team there on him, about a 2-yard play.
Well, it looked like they ran the short side of the field right there, Jake, and unfortunately they had big 6'5" Booker over there waiting for him.
So that'll bring us to the end of the Shooters' first quarter, where we have a score of the Winwoods Warriors 7 and the visiting Edgewood Cougars 7. Shooters Sports Grill, a great place for the whole team. ShootersSportsGrill.com.
Well, Jake, if we can say anything after the first quarter, it's, both teams had good possessions. Both teams went down and scored. Right now, it's a matter of who can sustain the momentum.
That's true.
And on that last possession for the Warriors, the penalty hurt them. But now we'll have to see what the Edgewood can do with the ball now.
That's right. The Warriors, both these teams are 5-1, and that's all you can go by.
Yes, and I think part of their game plan is to take Mayan Williams away from Winton Woods.
Well, once at some point the Warriors are going to throw enough passes that's going to make them a little more honest, where they just can't key in on mine. So we see Kraft with the ball. He's looking to throw over the middle, and it's offside. This ball's intercepted by the Warriors. Crosses midfield, and he's tackled right at midfield. That's number 4 with the interception for the Warriors.
Well,
Raekwon Grace.
Well, right there, Corbin kind of threw right over the middle in double coverage, and a tip drill took place right there, Jake.
Well, see, that's what I'm thinking, that at some point he's going to have to throw to keep him honest, and when he starts throwing, this is what could happen.
Yeah, until then, the Warriors just going to load the box and make them throw the football.
See the Wild Bird Unlimited replay? No, we don't. Williams
There
with
he
the
goes.
ball. He makes a cut to his right. He's going to outrun this guy and stiff arm him, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Winwoods Warriors. That's the way you do. You get that interception and you stick your foot right on their throat.
And that's what you have to do. Mayan made a great cut back right there and just took it to distance.
And speed, I'm talking about when he shifted that gear.
And it seems like they have no answer for Mayan once he hits that secondary.
No. So Yuri Velasquez in the attempt to point after. The hold is down. Kick is up. That kick is good. So with 11:41 left to go in the half here from Frederick Stadium, we have a score of your Winwoods Warriors 14 and the Edgewood Cougars 7.
Yeah, and one of the things right there, the turnover came back to haunt the Warriors. Great cut right there from Mayan. He switched the ball into his outside arm and just turned on the speed without losing a step.
Yep, that's where we like to see.
And it's going to be a long night for Edgewood if the safety has to keep making tackles for Edgewood.
Well, we're going to have to see, because at some point they're going to probably have to face some passes, and they're going to have to defend against the deep pass from the Warriors.
Yeah, and that'll make it happen. They're going to have to bring some more bodies up in the box, and that's when the passing game is going to open up for the Warriors.
So it's going to be a touchback. The Edgewood Cougars will set up shop on their own 20-yard line here. These people got a lot of food. I see this guy with this plate of food down there about 4 rows down. I can smell them burgers from right here. Warrior Burgers, okay. Oh, no, that'll. Okay, so here's the Cougars up on the ball. Kraft under center. Turns and gives. This guy's around right in. He's around the block. But now we got a Warrior defender. Sticks his nose right in there on him. That's the kind of tackle to fold the guy up there.
Right there, that was a good tackle because the play looked like it was going to be much bigger than what it was, Jake. And it was a great tackle out there by number 4.
That's right. Tyquan Fleming also in on that tackle for the Warriors. 2nd and 5. Kraft under center. Pitch. Guy's got decent blocks, and he's going to be picking up a first down for the Cougars.
That was a great quick pitch to Wade Phillips, and he took it about 8 or 9 yards, Jay.
See on the Wild Birds Unlimited replay, Phillips puts his foot in the ground and runs straight north with that ball. That's what you got to do against the Warriors. There's no time for shucking and jiving and scratching your head. So here come the Cougars up on this ball. 1st and 10 on their 32-yard line. Still on his feet. This guy's got another first down for the Cougars.
Right there, that was Elijah Williams, just right straight up the gut, Jake. Right there. Right now, Edgewood seems to go back to the running game, which is a big play for them.
Edgewood 10:25 left to go in the half. Edgewood marching his ball. It started on their own 20. So here they are over the ball. Corbin Kraft turns and gives. Quick hitter, but Ward defense is up to the challenge.
You know, Phillips hit up in that 2-hole right there, and unfortunately the Warriors stayed home, stayed in their gaps.
It's going to make it 2nd down and 10. Well, this is
And you can see right now that Edgewood is trying to take every second and trying to shorten this game.
There's the give. Round right in, but about a 3-yard gain, 3-4-yard gain on the play.
It'll be 3rd and about 5 right now.
Or call it 3rd down and 7. 3rd and 6.
In the first quarter at LaSalle, St. Xavier 14, LaSalle nothing.
Well, here's the Cougars over the ball.
Mason, nothing.
Oh, a little false start right there from the
Kraft
Warriors.
with the hard count.
Offsides on the Warriors.
Warriors didn't have to do that. It's going to make it a 3rd and 1 now. And much more manageable first down.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 right here, Jake.
3rd and 2. This is where the Warriors can stuff this 3rd down attempt. They might get this ball back.
Yes, they can, Jake. It'll be a big play if they can hold. Oh, they look like they were a little outside.
We got the first down, no flags.
Well, I thought for sure the Warriors jumped off sides on that one. They looked like they missed it.
And see, the Warriors don't have to do that. Just let this guy snap the ball and react from there.
No, and they caught him jumping around, so the hole was there. Right where the Warriors left, that's where Edgewood went. Timeout.
8:12 left to go in the first half here. Out here trying to come up with a plan. They don't like the way that the Cougars are marching this ball, eating a lot of clock. They can't get this Kraft to throw the ball.
And that's what they want to put them in, Jake. Excuse me. They want to put them in 3rd and long where Kraft has to throw the football.
So it's going to be 1st and 10. This ball's on the Warrior 45-yard line. Kraft under center. There's the give to the first man through. He's still on his feet.
Great run right there from Williams. He hit right up the 3-hole and ran for about 15 yards.
That's right. Nice decisive run. Clock rolling down. 8 minutes left to go in the half. Ball on the Warrior 34-yard line here. This is the Winton Woods homecoming. So halftime we'll have a great homecoming show, I imagine. Kraft under center. One of his guys got.
Yep.
So that's going to push the ball back.
Right there, a little mental lapse right there on the guard for Edgewood.
5-yard penalty, push the ball on
That's
39-yard line.
That's when what they got to do is they got to shut this first down play. They got to shut it down.
Yeah, and this is what you want if you win Woods. And you know, it's 1st and long, so maybe it can be a throwing down right there for Edgewood, and that's what the Warriors want Edgewood to do, is throw the football, because it don't look like they're trying to run anything deep or everything straight down the middle.
Mm-hmm. No jumping around, Warrior defense. There's the give, the double reverse, and he twists around, a would-be tackle still on his feet. Ball's out on the ground. We'll have to see what the official decides. We're saying Edgewood retained possession.
Nice little misdirection play right there for Edgewood. Looked like the counter reverse right there for Edgewood.
We see this is the play they're going to have to throw on. Second and 9. They should have to throw on this play. See what they come up with here.
Well, you can see once Edgewood got the football, Jake, there was about 10 minutes. As you can see, they're trying to shorten the game.
He's just back to pass. Off this guy's fingertip. Incomplete pass. So it's going to be 3rd and 9. I guess it's going to have to be 4-down territory for him.
Well, you have to believe it is a 4-down territory, because they really don't put anybody on the outside. Everything is coming to the quick out or straight down the middle. And I think the Warriors are ready for those pass plays.
Okay, so here comes Kraft under center, 3rd and 9. There's the give. He's still on his feet. Knocked down after picking up down to about the 30-yard line of the Warriors.
He picked up about 5 on. It's going to be 4th and 5 right here, Jake. That play was setting up real nice right there, and then there's a Warrior defender just darted right in there and made a good tackle.
Malcolm Bryant, number 58, come into the game, along with number 50, tied 6 in May.
Jake, you have to believe that this is part of Edgewood's plan is to run the clock. But they had the ball with about 10, 11 minutes left in the quarter. Now look, it's 5 minutes left.
Man in motion. Kraft back to throw this ball over the middle. This is over everybody's head. So Winwood's Warriors will take over on downs. It's all right if they want to run this clock as long as they don't score.
Yep, and that was a missed opportunity right there because I think he really had the running back in a wheel route. There was some kind of confusion going on with the pass play.
Well, this is where the Warriors on offense now. They have to get out here and maintain possession of this ball.
Yes, they do. It'd be nice if mine hit another big one right here.
Wingfield snaps.
Whoa.
Snap. Oh, my goodness. And they take him down.
That high snap right there, Jake, took everything out of play right there.
That's right.
Took the timing, threw the timing off and everything.
You see on the Wildbird Unlimited replay there that
Nice reaction right there from Wingfield.
that's an alley-oop snap from center there. Wingfield back there. Throw this ball out. Ball's intercepted by the Cougars off the hands of Raekwon Prince. 4:48 left to go in the half. This is where the Warrior defense
Right there, we went into the tip drill right there, Jake. And unfortunately, if you tip a ball up that high, it's more than likely defenders are going to get it.
Yeah, fortunately they had defenders there to keep that from being a big play. 4:48 left to go in the half.
All I know is their next away game, maybe they ought to change the jerseys.
Yeah, because these jerseys are like, we see the give and he's around right in for about a 3-yard gain. These are witness protection plan jerseys. I don't know who is who.
Right there, that was a good little handoff and good defense right there from the Warriors.
We're a couple old timers. So, Cougars break the huddle under center's Kraft.
Quick handoff to
Quick
Williams.
handoff. Williams still on his feet. He gets his ball down about the Warrior 19-yard line.
Right here, the Warriors definitely got a hold right here. I tell you, that was a nice quick hitter right there from Elijah Williams. Tell you, that's his workhorse right there, Williams and Wade Phillips.
3:50 left to go in the half. This is where the Warrior defense is going to have to shut this thing down.
Yes, this is where they're going to have to plug up all the gaps, stay disciplined, and stay in your lanes.
There's the give. He beats around one tackle, but they got him on the outside. Well, it's going to be little or no gain on the play.
Great play out there from Fleming. It made Phillips try to extend it around the corner, and he won the foot race.
Well, the Warriors on defense, they're going to win most of these foot races.
Well, and that's what you like. You want to keep Edgewood in second and long, third and long. Because I like the Warriors' chances if you put them in a long passing yard downs.
Like we got a player down.
Well, that's one of the main cogs in the wheel right there is Mr. Phillips.
Wade Phillips. 3:19 left to go in the half.
Second quarter score, Elder 14, Baylor 11.
And I heard a score a little while ago where LaSalle was getting beat by St. X was beating LaSalle.
And you're talking about a team that needs a win. St. X needs a victory in the worst way.
That's right. So the Cougars come up on the ball. 2nd and 11. Back to throw this ball. Ward defenders all around him. He keeps it, tucks it in, and he's brought down for a sack.
You know, it looked like the Warriors had good coverage on the man down the middle. Made Corbin pull it down and run for it.
Rayshawn Brown on the tackle. That's right, nowhere to go. And, you know, it looks like the Cougars, as long as they can run the ball, they're okay, but passing, not so much. 2:28 left to go in the half as you see the Warriors band.
Mason 0.
Rolling to his right.
Nobody's open. He's going to have to run, Jake. He just threw it up for grabs.
Up over everybody's fingertips.
Threw it up for grabs, Jake. No one was great coverage from the Warriors. No one was open at all. And you can attribute that to the defensive backs and Booker chasing
Anthony
him.
Booker, you know, he's going to put a hurt on you if you don't get rid of that ball. 2:05 left to go in the half. 4th and 10.
You know, and the thing about Edgewood's passing game, they only put 1 or 2 receivers out in a pass play.
Kraft looking to throw, but he's going to be, he throws it back, cross, and that's going to be incomplete. No, it's not pass interference. Nice defense, as we see on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay.
Last week, they got a call for that play.
The official was standing right there, and
Yep.
you know he would have thrown it. 1:58 left to go in the half here from Frederick Stadium. Again, we'll have an extended halftime here, and Warriors celebrate their homecoming. Under centers, Mikhail Wingfield. That
Fumble
ball
on
is
the snap.
fumbled.
Wingfield picks up the fumble.
Clock still moving.
Got to the 20-yard line.
Cougars have 2 timeouts. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay, the ball just, it might have hit the center's leg as he was snapping it through. I don't know. Wingfield under center. Man in motion. Here's the give to Mind Williams, and he's through the first line of defenders.
Look like we might have a face mask right there, Jake.
Penalty flag on the play. Ryan Williams straight ahead.
These officials come up with on this flag.
Looks like face masks on Edgewood.
Penalty is on Edgewood.
Okay, so face mask on Edgewood.
What was that, a 5-yarder?
Yeah, it's going to call it the 5-yarder. Not the flagrant. 2 Warriors just make this first down. Here they go with the deep pass. I knew he was thinking about that. Ball's incomplete, just off the hands of the back shoulder adjustment by number 12 for the Warriors there.
You know, it was a matter of time before the Warriors took another shot. I mean, Edgewood is daring them to throw the football with press coverage. So what you have to do is you have to throw it. But you have to worry about the young quarterback being backed up by his own goal line. That's a safe pass right there.
That ball was a good pass. I mean, it just wasn't caught.
Yeah, that was a good, safe pass right there.
Wingfield back there. Give it to Williams. He runs in the middle there and
First down.
picks up the first down. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay here, Williams straight north with the ball, knowing that this is just about maintaining possession. Wingfield looking to throw this ball deep again. This ball is intercepted.
And
This guy is going to be taken down. They're going to call a flag.
And that's one of the things you have to worry about when you have to make a young quarterback stay in the pocket is having to read defenses. And if you was a coach, you was worried, you was fearful of that play that just happened.
It's like kind of like the opposite of what happened last week. Last week, Chittard got greedy near the end of the half.
Yes, they did.
Now this week, the Warriors are getting greedy near the end of the half. All they had to do was run that clock out.
Yes, and you know, I know Coach Parker didn't want to call that play or whatever, but that's not the call that's one that he likes.
And this is where with
Was that a horse collar, Jake, or just tackled high? Face mask?
you can see now the Cougars, they have 2 timeouts left, so 48.3 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, and you might get a
Whistle.
You might get a dosage of Elijah Williams on this down right here.
Officials aren't indicating why the timeout is being called. All gathered in conference. And one official keeps pointing toward the Cougars. You don't want to come in here and give these Cougars an extra chance at it after you shut them down.
4 yardage added to the penalty. It'll be first down, Edgewood from the 23-yard line.
Edgewood has this ball on the 23 of the Warriors. So the Cougars break the huddle here. Kraft under center. Looking to throw this ball. He's rolling to his right. He's going to be stuffed.
Great
Warriors
discipline,
defenders.
excuse me, Jake. Great discipline right there from the Warriors. You know, because Edgewood, like I said, they only put 1 and 2 wide receivers out in the pass route. But you have to think this is part of their game plan. It's to shorten the game, Jake. They got the ball about 11 minutes and throw it down to about 4 or 5 minutes. So this is part of their strategy.
So the Warrior defense making their way back to the line of scrimmage here. They're being asked to shut down this threat. Cougars coming here trying to put the claws in before halftime.
And this right here is a big stand for the Warriors right here. They can either go in 14-7 or knot it up.
Okay, so the Cougars break the huddle. 39.7 seconds left to go.
Got an empty set right here, Jay. Look for a quarterback sneak.
Yep, quarterback draw, but they're all over them.
Obviously, they thought the same thing.
This guy is not going to beat you with his feet.
No, he's not.
And if he keeps trying, he's going to get folded up for his effort.
Yeah, if he keeps trying that, I hope they get their backup ready.
33.6 seconds left to go in the half. 3rd and 9, they're calling it. The Warriors. They got a stuff display. This could be a momentum swing if the Cougars could make something happen here with this 33.6 seconds.
Third and 8 for the Cougars.
Under centers, Kraft. He turns, he gives.
Great shoestring tackle right there from the Warriors because that had big play written all over it.
Clock rolling, 21 seconds left to go in the half. 20 seconds. Edgewood calls timeout.
Of the first half.
Fourth down.
It'll be fourth and
You know, Jake, with no threat of a passing game, the Warriors can just load the box. And, and there's more, and there's just too many guys up there to block.
Yeah, I think the Warriors defense, I've seen them, I was in practice one day this week. They're ready for this. Everybody on the team seems to know that this is a time of year that they start marching, Boogeyman season will be here at the end of the month. Right now it's homecoming. But this homecoming is a, precarious position. They need a nice big lead on homecoming night. Oh, here we are, fourth down. They're calling 4th and 4. Kraft looking to throw this ball over the middle. Incomplete. 16.5 seconds left to go. The ball goes over on downs to the Warriors.
Well, Corbin right there didn't really set his feet to throw that football. And plus he threw it in double coverage between the linebackers. So he's really got to set his feet first.
Well, that's the idea where he's too scared to set his feet.
Well, and
we
plus
don't want him feeling that.
And what they banking on is the Warriors putting a lot of guys in the box and they throw it over the linebacker's head. That's what they banking on. Why not give it to
Williams
him?
with the give, and he fakes around the guy, but to his guy's credit, he stays with the tackle.
Ryan Williams goes around the right side.
Clock runs out. So that's the end of the first half here from Frederick Stadium in Forest Park, Ohio, where we have a score of your Winton Woods Warriors 14 and the visiting Edgewood Cougars 7. Waycross Community Media will be back in more after halftime and homecoming. This program was made possible by Wild Birds Unlimited, Malakote AC Delco, Anderson Heating and Cooling, Kent Smith State Farm Insurance, Shooter Sports Grill,
Marching Band welcomes to the field our 10th annual alumni band. Former band members from Green Hills, Forest Park, and Winton Woods, these bands are a welcome addition to our homecoming show. We are thankful for our alumni warriors who welcoming our Grand Marshal for the evening, Leanne Montgomery. Leanne Montgomery served in the Winton Woods School District for 35 years and continues to serve our community. She began at Green Hills High School in the office, then moved to Winton Woods High School as the guidance secretary before finishing as the Human Resources Associate and Wellness Coordinator. Our schools became a home to Leanne as she, her husband, and her son Jason all graduated from Green Hills High School, and their daughter Emily graduated from Winton Woods High School. After graduation, Leanne pursued education at Ohio University, got married, and moved to Panama, but in the end found herself back at home with the Warrior family. During her time here, she became a founding member of the Winton Woods Educational Foundation in 2006. Leanne enjoys reading, traveling, exercising, and entertaining. She is the wife of John, mother of Emily and Jason, and grandmother of Lauren, Annabelle, Callum, and Mary. Now Leanne enjoys traveling and being involved at Crossroads Church. She sponsors a child in Nicaragua and is excited to meet them in the near future. She also enjoys trips to the Cincinnati Zoo and exploring over the Rhine, Findlay Market, and the wonderful experience offered in our great city. Thank you, Leanne, for all of your hard work in and outside of the community. Now for your homecoming court and attendance. Representing the freshman class of 2022, the lady of the 2018 homecoming court is Michael Smith. Michael is escorted by the Lord of the 2018 homecoming court, John Tay Thompson. Representing the sophomore class of 2021, the Duchess of the 2018 homecoming court is Deja Wallace. She is escorted by the Duke, Mark Barrett. Representing the junior class of 2020, the Princess of the 2018 homecoming court is Delilah Terry. She is escorted by the Prince, Ray Sean Griffin. Now for the 2018 homecoming senior court.
Same one.
Senior attendant, Aria Gaines. Aria is a member and captain of the varsity basketball team, as well as participating in National Honor Society, Student Council, Key Club, and Yearbook. Aria plans to attend the college that is best fit for her and her major in secondary education. Aria hopes that one day she will have her master's degree and become a high school English teacher. Our next attendant, Alana Jones. Alana serves as president of Key Club, Bella Voce, and the Girl Guide Mentoring Program. She is a member of the Student Council and Yearbook. After high school, Alana plans on attending either Central State University or Jackson State University to study integrated marketing, communications. In college, she wants to be a majorette. After college, she plans to be a marketing director. Our next senior attendant, Manaya Linkus. Manaya has spent her 4 years volunteering much of her time to her church back to school giveaway, making yard signs for elections, and working in concessions. After high school, Manaya plans on attending the Ohio State University College of Nursing. Her goal is to be a surgical nurse at University of Cincinnati Health Westchester Hospital. Our next senior attendant is Anna Marie Nightingale. Anne Marie has played volleyball and softball all 4 years, as well as been a 3-year captain in volleyball and a 2-year captain in softball. She is a member of Student Council, National Honor Society, and Senior Ambassadors. After high school, she plans on continuing her softball career in college while majoring in finance and marketing. It is her goal to travel the world. Our next senior attendant, Ngazi Uswani. Ngazi is a senior ambassador, a member of our orchestra, and a member of our drama club. After high school, Ngazi plans to attend either The Ohio State University, Northern Kentucky University, or Cincinnati State to major in pharmaceutical medicine. Her goal in life is to be successful and a better role model to her younger brothers. Next is senior attendant Marvin Bennett. Marvin is a member of our varsity ensemble, student council secretary, senior ambassador vice president, and a member of our drama club. Marvin volunteers working in concessions and is the varsity girls soccer manager. After high school, he plans on attending the University of Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music for musical theater. He plans to earn his bachelor's degree in fine arts and hopes that eventually we can find him on Broadway. And finally, senior attendant Romello Martin. Romello has managed balancing being a role model and a leader at the community building in Project Success, where he serves as student president while working at various places around the community, like McDonald's, Taco Bell, Speedway, and Steak and Shake. After high school, Romello plans on enlisting in the Army Reserve for 2 years, then attending New York University to eventually become an actor. And now, our Grand Marshal, Leanne Montgomery, will crown our new king and queen. Drumline, can we have a drum roll, please? The 2018 Homecoming King, Marvin Bennett. And a drum roll for the Queen. Our 2018 Homecoming Queen, Aria Gaines. Congratulations to all of this year's attendance. See you tomorrow at the dance. The Winton High School Marching Band, along with the Alumni Band, conclude tonight's show with a hit from the movie Slumdog Millionaire. Here is Jai Ho.
what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Hi, I'm Bob Hoying. The life lessons that interscholastic athletics can teach kids are so much more important than wins and losses, and will stay with them long after their playing days are over. Discipline, teamwork, sportsmanship, integrity, getting along with others, and overcoming adversity can all be learned through school sports. The lessons that these student athletes learn through sports today will help them be prepared for wins and losses of life tomorrow.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Ohio develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Let's take a time out to talk about educational athletics. That means that school sports are an extension of the classroom. Student athletes earn the privilege of participation in sports by succeeding during the school day first before they put on the team uniform later. Student athletes prove that with better attendance records, higher GPAs, and fewer discipline issues than non-student athletes. That's what it means to be a part of the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Tonight's game here from Frederick Stadium, here on the campus of Winton High School, we have a score of your Winton Warriors 14 and the visiting Edgewood Cougars 7. Now, just to fill you in, we had Winton had their homecoming today, and the king of the homecoming affair was Marvin Bennett. And the queen of the homecoming affair was Aria Gaines. So congratulations to those students. I'm sure tomorrow night at the homecoming dance, they will be cutting a rug and lighting up the dance floor. But for now, we have to get to the second half of this game where the Warriors were fortunate to get away unscored on in the first half, at least unscored on from that interception, and they kept the Cougars out of the end zone. So we'll take it here in the second half with my partner Mitch Mays. What are your insights?
Well, Jake, we had a kind of a reversal of last week's game going on. I thought that last possession, maybe a possession before that, the Warriors got a little greedy where they could have ran the clock out and got, but unfortunately the Edgewood, they didn't score. So that bodes well for the Warriors. But also, Jake, let me go over some individual leaders in the halftime stats. For Winton Woods, we have Mayan Williams, 6 attempts, 77 yards. Mikael Wingfield, 5 attempts, 9 rushing yards. We also have Elijah Williams of Edgewood with 9 attempts and 63 yards. Wade Phillips, 12 attempts and 42 yards. And Corbin Kraft, 5 attempts and 12 yards. But the stat that really stands out for Edgewood is the passing attempts. You had 7 attempts, but only 1 completion for 14 yards. And I'm telling you that stat for them because Winton Woods are putting 8, 9 guys up in the box, daring Edgewood to throw the football.
Well, this is the way Coach Parker, I'm sure, wants his team to play. These guys coming to practice. Like I said, I was here one day this week and looked at them, and you know, these guys all know what they're supposed to do as we see the Edgewood Cougars getting ready to kick this ball off to start the second half. Now, before we start the second half, some other scores that I know about. Hamilton 9, Middletown 7 at the half. St. X 28, LaSalle 7, Elder 14, Moeller 11, and across the river, Covington Catholic 31, Bishop Chatard 21, Hilliard Davidson 14, Upper Arlington nothing. As we see, this ball has been kicked off. Second half is underway. Straight north with the ball. Raekwon Prince gets around a tackle. He's around right in. Steps inside of a would-be tackle, and this is going to be good field position for the Warriors, where they'll put in gear at their own, looks like about 47-yard line.
Hey, Jake, that's what the Warriors needed. They needed to come out with something positive. What better than that than to have the ball at the 48-yard line?
That's right. So Warriors about to put this ball in gear, and we'll see what they come up with in their play calling. Now, this is where I want to get the second half on a good foot by handing this to Mr. number 28. He's got to give. He's in the Cougar territory down about their 49-yard line.
Picked up a good 5 yards on that run right there. Good first play for the Warriors.
The Warriors are going to keep this ball moving fast. They're over the ball, ready for another play. First down, second down, and about 6. Turn and give. Fakes to give. Mikhail Winfield runs around there, and he's got close to about 2 yards short of a first down on the carry.
Mikhail Winfield takes the ball to the 45-yard line.
Well, I like the first 2 plays. They were very positive plays. Here we go with 3rd and 2. So, you know, you have to give the ball to Mayan right here.
Cougars got this box stacked up this time.
Whoa, they was waiting on Mayan.
Waiting on. Woo. So,
I think they may have lost a yard on that play.
Yeah, they probably lost a yard. It's going to bring it to 4th down.
Here come the big bodies right here. This is 4-down territory right now for the Warriors.
That's right. The Warriors are not going to play field position.
Unlike the Cleveland Browns, when it was 4th and inches, the Warriors are going for it.
And don't get me started. The Cleveland Browns are just trying. They're just a squirrel trying to get a nut.
Whoa. Great penetration right there for Edgewood.
This is where I don't understand why the Warriors don't just go ahead and play field position and try to punt this ball.
Well, I am in agreement with that. I don't think you really chase points right now. You're up 14-7. Field position is still pivotal in today's football game, especially at the high school level. But I like this right here. Shows confidence in your team where you're going to go for 4th and 2. And like I said, the Cleveland Browns, we discussed at halftime, 4th and 2 inches. I think they're going to try to make them jump. Oh, no, they snapped it. Oh, it's down.
Stop.
Wow.
It's like the Edgewood Cougars, they come out and clawed in the second half of this game. Now they got a relatively short field.
They beat them up front. The defensive linemen got in their gaps. They were the lower players on the play, got lower than the offensive linemen and got penetration.
See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay here, where the Cougars, they just jumped in there like you say, and gap integrity. This guy got busted upside the head, but it didn't matter. They had it all shut down. And the Cougars break the huddle. Ball on their own 48-yard line. 10-14 left to go. There's a give inside. He twists around, but Warrior defenders are all over him.
Yeah, right there, quick header through the 3-hole from Elijah Williams. And like you said, the Warrior was right there, Jake. Yeah, you know, the way the Edgewood started out the first half with their second possession, they need to get back to what was working for them. And on that second possession, they scored, and they need a good positive drive right here.
Timeout.
Official timeout.
Well, while we have this timeout, I want to remind folks that this game will be replayed on Spectrum 979 Digital Saturday at 5 p.m. And we'll tell you more. Under center's Kraft. He gives. This guy's going to his right. They stretched it out. They strung it out. He's got very little gain. Gets about the midfield. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay there where you're not going to outspeed the Warriors to the edge. I'm sorry.
No, you're not, Jake. And they strung that play out pretty good.
3rd and 8.
3rd down 8. 8:50 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Cougars over the ball. Under center's Kraft. Straight drop. Pumps the fake. And he's going to be snowed under by the Warrior defense, a host of defenders. Kyle Sixame. Anthony Booker, among others.
Great pressure up front from the Warriors. Looked like it was a double move right there for Edgewood, but the pressure got to Corbin Kraft before he can get rid of the football.
So it's 4th and 11.
Great defensive stand right there for the Warriors. Jake, it looks like this game is setting up to who's going to make the mistake.
And this kick is off. It's going to lay up on about the 31-yard line where the Warriors have put it in gear, 1st and 10.
And one of the things about the Edgewood's drives, Jake, one positive thing, they are eating up 3 or 4 minutes per drive, and they're shortening the game. So as long as they shorten the game, they'll be in the game. But if the Warriors can hit a big play right here, that puts Edgewood's back against the wall.
Well, this looks like where the Warrior offense needs to make up their mind and what plays they're going to be running.
Whoa.
High snap again. Wingfield pulls it in. Now he's around left end, and he's going to outrun a few guys. This guy's got an angle on him, and he cannot get by. So Mikhail Williams pulls in that high snap, and he's all the way down to the Cougar 25-yard line. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay, Mine Williams is able to throw him a nice block. Again, perimeter blocking for the Warriors. 7:39 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Big play right there from Wingfield.
And in motion, Blankham, see high
Another
snap
bad
again.
snap.
Williams with the ball, dips in and then out. Looks like a face mask. Okay,
Mayan Williams goes around the left side.
get good to stop Williams on that. Otherwise, he's still running.
It was just getting going on that play.
Okay. And then this is where the Warriors need to run some clock. Keep this ball. Of course, we're in 4-down territory unless the Warriors decide they want to make a field goal, try a field goal attempt.
Another
Wingfield,
bad snap.
and they're all over him. Throw the ball, Wingfield. Oh, good defense by the Cougars. They're able to keep them pinned in. Keeping that down to a minimal gain. It'll be 3rd down. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay. Wingfield, you know, I give him credit. He's not afraid to use his wheels if that's what it has to be.
Yep, because he tried to make something out of nothing on that play, Jake.
Second quarter score, North Delphi 33, Talawanda 7.
All right, so here we are, 3rd and 8 for the Warriors. Down here on about the 23-yard line of the Cougars.
Oh, bad
Wingfield
snap.
fumbles right back in his hands.
Run it, don't throw it.
Okay, so got a flag on the play. It's going to probably be in the neighborhood of where it'll be on the Warriors.
Well, Jake, we say we've seen that coming because the last 3 or 4 snaps has been bad, and Wingfield had bailed us out. So, but that time, he was unable to bail us out on that play.
Holding decline against Winton Woods, so
will they try to kick a field goal? Oh.
They can't. They got Yuri Velasquez out there, but
well, Jake, I seen him making some 50-yarders at halftime. So hey,
well, yeah,
I think he has a good chance to make this
ball's
because
on the 30, so it's going to be a 47-yard attempt.
I just seen him make a 50-yard field goal.
Hold is down. Kick is up. This kick is going to be deep enough, but it's off to the right.
Kick is short.
So that ball was short. They're going to have to get this ball snapped to Wingfield because they let a good chance get away.
Yes, they did. It's unfortunate right there. We've seen the previous 2 or 3 snaps were bad, and Wingfield bailed us out. You know, one thing I noticed about Vaslab, the kicker this year, Jake, he has a great leg.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got capability of knocking this ball through the upright. This game will also be replayed Monday, October 8th at 7 p.m. on Spectrum 979. Wednesday, October 10th at 4 p.m. on Spectrum 979. We'll see what happens after this play. There's a turn and give. Round right in. He's got a good block, and he's still on his feet. Finally taken down after about a 7-8 yard gain there.
And that's what they need. They need positive yards right now. Their last couple drives produced nothing. So they have to come back and establish the running game.
Yeah, because the Warriors, this is getting kind of sloppy in a way where they need to score another touchdown at least.
Yeah, they can't be comfortable because Edgewood is playing good defense. They're hanging. You can't let a team hang around because
that's
you
right.
know and I know bad things can happen if you let a team hang around.
And that's what it is, Mitch. The hang around factor is starting to play. There's a give inside. That's going to be a first down carry.
Quick hitter right there from Elijah Williams.
4:49 left to go in the 3rd quarter. This game will also be replayed on Sunday, October 7th at 9 a.m. Spectrum Channel 4. Cincinnati Bell Fiber Optics, Friday, October 12th at 12 p.m. Under center's Kraft, he turns and gives, and the Warrior defense is able to hold this down to a very short gain of a yard or 2.
Well, if that play looks similar, they went to the well one too many times right there, and the Warriors had great defense for it.
Looks like number 58 for the Warriors was trying to snatch that ball. Malcolm Bryant almost had a hand where he was able to yank that ball and disconnect it from this guy.
Right now, they don't want to be in a 2nd and long or 3rd and long right now. So, big play right here for Edgewood.
3rd and 9. It's the fork in the road, stick a fork in him play for the Cougars. Give bounces off a tackle, it's still on his feet, but the Warriors got him down.
And the thing about the wing T is such a deceptive offense, and I think right there the Warriors are playing good fundamental defense, staying in their lanes, staying in their gaps, and not going for all the trickery.
Well, I think now that it's nightfall, temperatures are probably a little bit cooler to the point where You know, you're not having a fatigue factor because early in the game it was kind of steamy down there.
Yeah, and early in the game, I think on that drive that Edgewood scored, I thought Wintonwood's defensive linemen were getting a little tired. There's Williams up the middle.
That ball. First and 10, nice carry. Yeah, here comes Anthony Booker.
You know, one of the teams that I seen years ago, I seen Wintonwood's playing was Thurgood Marshall when they came down and played Wintonwood's and they ran that wing T. Man, that was a great offensive game.
Wide open hole, jumps over a tackle.
And one thing I like about the wing T is the running back is not 7 or 5, 6 yards deep. You know, they're like 3 or 4 yards deep. They're catching the blocks when they're happening, and the holes are opening up. As soon as the holes are opening up, the guys are hitting right up under them.
Kraft under center, turns and gives. Ward defense is there waiting for him. No gain, probably a yard loss on that play.
Well, you look at all the plays running around the edge. I think Edgewood runs a lot better when they're running in between the tackles. All the 8 running around the 8 and the 9-yard holes. I mean, for some reason, it takes too long to develop, and the speed of Wintonwood's is getting there.
The speed of Wintonwood's is not going to allow that.
No, you're not going to be able to run around the corners on Wintonwood's because of their speed.
So the Cougars break the huddle here.
This is a bad place to be, 2nd and long. Excuse me, Jake.
Double reverse. Ward defense is waiting. Picked up about 4 yards, but it's going to bring it to 3rd down here.
The one thing you have to give that official over there, a little credit right there because he didn't buy into the sideline theatrics and trying to get a face mask call.
Because there was none.
Yeah, and you got to get a referee credit because they were screaming for face masks. Looks can be a little deceiving.
Okay, so the Cougars over the ball. 1:05 left to go to 3rd. Give inside, but Ward defense again shuts it down.
It's going to be about
4th down, about 4. No gain, 4th and 6. 4th and 5 on the scoreboard as clock runs down. 46 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. This is where the Cougars showing like they're going to punt this ball.
Well, I think they will. I don't think we're going to see a deja vu last week from Bishop Chittard where they got a little greedy.
Kick is up. Fair catch being called for. And he's got it at about the Warrior 14-yard line.
Great Blonde Prince.
24.9 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. This affair. And this is where the Warriors got to run this clock for a while. See their offense take the field. This is getting to where these guys are still hanging around. I don't like this.
Yeah, you can't let a team hang around and hang around. Oh, another bad snap.
Bad snap, and they are in on Wingfield. They got him knocked out about his 6-7 yard line.
Well, I didn't look down on the sidelines because the last possession for Edgewood, but I didn't see anybody practicing those snaps.
I think it looked like Wingfield took his eye off that snap a little bit. So that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter here. As we move into the 4th quarter here from Frederick Stadium, we have a score of the Winwood Warriors 14 and the Edgewood Cougars 7.
Well, one of the things I didn't expect coming into this game, Jake, was a defensive battle. I thought I'd see a plethora of points coming up, but unfortunately, both teams are playing sound, fundamental defense.
Well, I guess, Edgewood, they were in a defensive battle last week up there in Ross when they lost that game 10-6. But this is up to the Warriors to put the pedal to the metal and get this game decided. see Edgewood, you know, they brought a good crowd with them to this game.
Yes, that's one thing they did do is they traveled really well.
And this is a big crowd. The Warriors, this is the biggest crowd I've seen here at Frederick Stadium so far this year. So we are 2nd and 15. Is where the Warriors can't get sloppy. This ball has to, possession has to be maintained. Man in motion.
It's just setting up real nice.
Jet sweep there. Out of bounds, Raekwon Prince knocked out of bounds on the 16-yard line.
Great little play right there. Raekwon picked up about 6 or 7 yards. Now right here, if you're the Warriors, you have to be careful right here. You know, you don't want to have the young quarterback sit back in the pocket and have to read defenses. You know, you may want to just hand this ball off to Mayan and if he takes a loss, then punt the football. Now it's time to play field position.
In motion, Blankenship. The pass is thrown and nearly intercepted.
Almost picked off.
You know, they didn't listen to you, Mitch. They should have, just like you said, ran that ball. They were lucky to be getting this one back.
Yeah, he didn't have enough time to set his foot. The pressure was good right there. Oh, wow, how didn't he catch that football?
So we see Ramel Velasquez in here to do the kicking chores. Winton Woods called timeout.
They didn't use their first timeout at a half. So, you know, if this game gets late, you have 2 timeouts to work with.
You know, like you say, this game is a suspenseful game. You don't know what's going to happen. Unlike the last few weeks, the Warriors have been lighting up the scoreboard. You know, I don't know if the Warriors looking ahead at all to next week. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but if they play like this next week, well, I don't even want to think about it. Okay, so Ramel Velasquez back there.
Don't kind of worry about the snaps we got.
Nice snap. This kick is a nice looking kick. End over end. Fair catch.
Kind of like that punt right there because you put the receiver where he was on the move, running backwards, and anything could have happened. But unfortunately it didn't. Great punt right there.
Nice punt. Edgewood Cougars to start this thing off on their own 43-yard line. This is where the Warrior defense is going to be asked to step up here. Cougars break the huddle, come up on the ball here. Got Elijah Williams back there behind them. Man in motion to give to Williams. He runs through a bunch of guys and he's still on his feet. And Warrior defenders eventually catch up to him, but not till he gets to their 41-yard line.
Nice quick hitter right there for Edgewood. Elijah just took this ball right up the gut. Didn't nobody really touch him for about 5-10 yards.
That's right. Jalen Felth able to step in there and stick his helmet in Elijah Williams' gut and put a stop to that play.
Right now, the Warriors need to have a nice little defensive stand right here.
That's what they need. And that's what they got on that play. Looks like no gain.
Right there, Phillips around his own right end. I tell you, these stretch plays, they do more harm than they do good for Edgewood because the speed of the Warriors is just shutting them stretch plays down.
2nd down 9. 10:56 left to go in the game here. For the Warrior defense They're going to shut them down and make this guy have to throw the ball.
Yes, that's where you want to put him at. You don't want these guys hanging around, Jake.
Kraft, quick hitter, but the word defense isn't there to stop it.
Now, this is what you want to do. You want to have Edgewood in third and long right here, Jake. Nice tackle right there for Engelman.
See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay here.
Engelman came right up there and met him right in the hole.
Oh.
Picture perfect tackle.
Little help from his friends after that, and 10:08 left to go in the game here.
You know, and I have to believe this is part of their strategy to take all of that 25 seconds to call a play and have the clock run down.
Cougars are going to have to throw on this down. Rolling to his left.
Nobody's out there.
Oh, it's incomplete, out of bounds the way it looks to me.
Roughing the passer against Booker.
Oh, don't tell me that. If they let it get away like that.
Well, I was kind of worried about them getting a call or two here or there, but
See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay, Booker's chasing him, and right there he should have known.
yeah, if you take 2 or 3 steps to hit a quarterback in today's football, that's taboo. They're going to call it every time. Yeah, and anytime, even in the NFL level, if you take 2 or 3 steps and put your hands on a quarterback, more than likely you're going to get a flag, and that's what happened.
I mean, it's the kind of play, why hit him? It's not like you can get your money's worth on a hit.
No, the ball was gone. He took an extra 2 or 3 steps.
Yeah,
He should have pulled up.
he should have. Well, it's a different story if you got a chance to really drill him. Or take 3 steps just to tag him on his back like it's a flag game. Huh. So who's that still down for the Cougars? Is that Kraft?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, a play like that in a game like this, huh?
He'll be back there. He'll be back after this first play. If you look at the replay right here, you know, anytime you take 2 or 3 steps, and they're going to call it every time.
Yeah, what was he thinking? So, Cougars break the huddle here, 1st and 10, the ball on the Warrior 25-yard line. They're going to go back to running the ball.
Well, I mean, the Warriors got 8 or 9 guys in the box.
There's the give. Trying to get outside. He's going to get about 2-yard gain on the play.
And once again, you know, Edgewood's running game hasn't really been happening on the edges. You keep running around the end, Winton Woods' speed's going to catch up with you. And unfortunately, you know, hey, this is going to put them in 2nd and long.
2nd and 8 as the Cougars break the huddle, looking to claw their way back into this game.
Well, you can bet they're not going to throw the ball with a new quarterback in there. So put everybody up in the box.
Center. Give to
wow.
the first man, and no one touches him. He steps over a tackle, and it's going to be a 1st down looking like. Ball's going to be on the 15-yard line, 1st down. 9 minutes left to go here.
Yeah, and like he just pointed out, they've been running great up in between the guard and tackle. Only time they really get in trouble is when they try to run outside.
So it looks like we got number 3 in this game. Number 3, that's Anthony Scott. There's a give. He's still on his feet, but now the Warrior defenders catch up to him and gang tackle him down after about a 3-yard gain.
Looks like it's going to be 2nd and 5 right here, Jake. This is the kind of drive that Edgewood has been looking for earlier in the game. Taking time off the clock and possibly scoring.
This looks like the Warriors defense, they got to be ready for anything because second down, these guys may still throw the ball here.
I don't look for them throwing the ball. They're going to hit quick hitters. And once again,
he's dragged down, trying to get outside. The Warrior defense is there.
That's one of the adjustments Edgewood's coaching staff has not made, is running outside. You know, one of the things you have to see is they're not getting much running outside. Most of their yardage just come between the tackles.
Mm-hmm. We just heard a score from Kent Schultz, the PA announcer here, where Coleraine has beaten Mason 42-0.
That's a well-oiled machine.
Looking to throw this ball. There's the 50-50. Going to be incomplete. No flag on the play. 6:52 left to go in the game. It's going to be 4th down and 6.
Four down territory right here.
So we're going to have to see what the Cougars come clawing back with on this 4th down play. After that pass, now the Warriors have things in their head that they got to really consider.
You know, it looks like they just threw that up for grabs right there.
Well, that receiver, he looks like a basketball type of guy where he's going to win a lot of jump balls out here. Under center, looking to throw again. Ball's incomplete over everybody's head. No flags on the play. 6:48 left to go in this game. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay there, you know, this ball high and outside.
High and outside, but the thing about it, unfortunately, he was open with a better throw. That's a touchdown.
Oh, you're right.
He had a quick slant wide open, but he overthrew him.
So the Warriors will take over on downs here. And, you know, they still got work to do. They got to get this ball out of the shadow of their own goal line.
Yes, they do. And right now, I see the Warriors getting ready to give Mayan. They getting ready to feed Mayan.
Well, first of all, this center has to make a clean snap.
Oh.
Williams with the carry. Noses inside, still on his feet, carrying tacklers, and he's going to be down about the 20-yard line.
Pick up of 9 right there for Mayan. He hadn't really had a lot of touches in this half.
But he's ready now. Should be well rested.
Whoa.
Wingfield's going to keep it himself. Looks like he'll have the first down.
Those snaps are getting awful shaky, Jake. Especially backed up in their own end zone.
That's right. And it's to Mikael Wingsfield's credit that he's pulling a lot of these bad snaps in. 6:07 left to go in the affair. There's the give to Williams. He runs through the first line. Williams makes a cut, still on his feet, and he's across midfield all the way down to about the 38-yard line of the Cougars. See, that's what they needed right there.
Yes, it was a heavy doses of Mayan right there. That's what they need, especially on this drive. The score right here can really put Edgewood's back against the wall. But I'm kind of concerned about these snaps, Jake.
Nice snap to give to Williams again. He knows he's in there for little or no gain. But now the clock becomes their friend as long as they can maintain possession of this ball. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay, There's a defender at defensive end says, I don't think so. Turn everything inside.
Well, right here, if you're the Warriors, you just want to take time off the clock and get any kind of points you can get out of this drive.
Preferably crossing the goal line and not splitting up right. Williams still on his feet. Around right in, and no one's going to catch Maya Williams. This time, all they do, he's going to be down to about the 7-yard line. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay, Williams with the give, he pops it right through this guy. Hand tackles, I don't think so. That's the way to do it. See the Warriors with the snap. There's a give to Williams, and he muscles in there to about the 5-yard line. 5:12 left to go.
And this is what the Warriors needed. Take some time off the clock and long drives. Yes, it is. Be home in time to watch the Warriors get their rings.
So here we go.
Oh.
High snap. Pulls it in, but Williams takes and scores for a touchdown.
Flag on the play.
We'll have to see what this laundry is about. Offside, Winton Woods. So the Warriors are going to have to rewind that and come back with something again here. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay, who jumped. Huh.
Might have been the
right tackle.
right tackle
on the right
move
end.
just a fraction of a second too early. You can see it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was close.
Really?
You have to really be picking straws to find that one.
Okay, so the Warriors, they have to come back from that adversity. They still need these points.
Yes, they do.
4:37. Mikhail Wingfield back throw. This ball's thrown in the flat. Incomplete. Stops the clock.
I don't like that play call.
I don't either.
You're up 7 points. You don't need to throw the ball there. You're inside, they're 20. No need for it.
I don't like those type of passes anyway. I call those the Bernie Kosar offense. That ball gets intercepted. There's nobody there to chase it down.
Nobody there. Plus, you're really thinking the real ability too much. Hand the ball off to Mayan.
That's right.
Run the clock.
Because right now they're in field goal range. If they just got done trying to field goal before.
I'm not liking these pass
Back to
plays.
throw. Wingfield. This ball's over everybody's hand. 4:28 left to go. This clock stops again. It's going to be fourth down and 20.
Here's the points they need right here. They're well within his field goal range.
If you're going to pass the ball, though, throw it down the field. This horizontal sideways passing.
I think they could have got away with 2 nice run plays and been in easy field goal for the kicker right here. But he has a great leg. Oh, somebody jumped. The Warriors jumped.
So they're going to push this ball back 5 more yards.
Well, this really shouldn't have hurt him. He has a great leg.
So it's going to be a 42, 43-yard attempt. Velasquez waiting for the snap.
This was
within
his range.
Kick is up, and the kick is
no good. Wow, there's still life right there for Edgewood.
4:22 left to go in the game. Winwood's defense is going to be asked to step up as they have been all night.
Just missed it. That 5 yards false start on the Warriors really hurt.
I was watching before the game, warm-ups. I saw him kick one from about that spot, and he hooked it. Kraft trying to throw this ball. This ball's caught. First down. So they're calling it incomplete.
Flag on the play. Roughing the passer again.
Kind 6 of me. Oh man, these guys. 4:15 left to go in the game. If the Warriors don't stop shooting themselves in the foot.
Well, and that's what they've been doing really, Jake, is making bad play calls and.
This is no way to tune up for your game next week.
Really? Way too many steps. You really have to have a lot of discipline right now. Took an extra couple steps. You can't get away with that anymore.
Well, you can't do that. The Warrior defenders, they know how to sack a guy straight up and put a hit on him straight up. They don't have to do this stuff. So under center is Corbin Kraft. Turn, give Williams, but he's going to have very little yardage on the play. Clock rolling down as we approach the 4:04 mark in the game. Second and 10 for the Cougars. Cougars coming in here looking to sink their claws in on the Warriors' homecoming.
Well, and the Warriors, hey, they done had 8, 9 guys in the box all night.
Pass is incomplete. 3:33 left to go.
Number 10, Connor Beckman. 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7. This is where Edgewood are the Cougars at one receiver. They got that. Looks like he's about like he might be able to play for the Warriors. I don't know. 6'7" or so, big guy.
Well, and the thing about it, the quarterback's just missing. He had him open. Let him a little bit too much. Big down right here.
Big down.
Is this 4 down territory, Jake? What do you think?
Might as well.
Yeah, because I don't think they'll get another possession.
He's back to throw. This ball's intercepted by the Warriors. He's still on his feet. They finally get him out of bounds at the Cougars 28-yard line. We see on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay here.
And that's been the Warriors' best friend, 3rd and long.
Yep.
Anytime you have to make the Edgewood throw the ball, that's not their strong suit. Now, right now, the Warriors got a chance to take time off the clock.
Who made that interception?
Ficklin, maybe?
6.
Ficklin?
Was seen Ficklin.
Right now, I'm looking to see a heavy dose of Mayan right here. No and ifs or buts about it. Whoa, almost a bad snap.
Williams with the ball. He's around left in, and he's got a nice gain, about 8 yards on the carry. 3:16 left to go in the contest. See on the Wild Bird Unlimited replay, Williams just jumps around, jump cuts it there, and pick up a 7 yards.
Well, here come the big hogs right now. They're bringing in some beef right here. They're just trying to grind this thing out.
2:52 left to go. Mikhail Wingfield into the huddle.
Along with Booker and the other big bodies from the Warriors.
Wingfield's under center now. Things in tight like it's a victory formation almost. Quarterback sneak. Wingfield comes through all that power and lands on the other side of all of that. We see on the replay here.
Both teams with 2 timeouts left.
The Warriors definitely on offense know that this is where they have to make it happen.
They got great push up front right there, Jake.
2:29 left to go here. This is where they're going to march off some yards on the Cougars. Personal foul on the Cougars. So this is first and goal. This is where the Warriors need this touchdown. Wingfield in the huddle. They break the huddle, and here they are. Wingfield is going to be under center. Ryan Williams is back there. This is where he's giving it to Williams, I'm guessing. Williams with the carry. Tries to get outside, but he's stopped.
And you kind of like it. Positive times clicking away. Make Edgewood use their timeout.
That's right. Okay, we got an injury timeout. Edgewood has a player down. This is what the Warriors needed to be in a position to win this ball game. What is the homecoming dance without a homecoming victory?
Exactly right, Joe.
We know who they're playing next week, and they're playing on the road next week against the Elder Panthers, and that's going to go a long way to deciding what's up with all the different playoff pictures around town. As we see some of the Warrior faithful starting to work their way to the parking lot here. Well, I'm sure some of the local rankings with some of these teams, I'm sure these guys will finally get off of LaSalle's bandwagon. And in this cold rain where they beat these guys 42-0, or we're winning 42-0.
That cold rain team's a good team, Jake.
Touchdown. Mike Williams gets the handoff and straight into the end zone, where we see the Warriors with 1:56 left to go here have crossed the goal line, and pending the outcome of this point after, where Yuri Velasquez, I'm sure he needs his point after to kind of get his groove back for kicking, and the hole is down and the kick is up, and you know that kick is good. So with 1:56 left to go in the game here, we have a score: the Winwood Warriors 21 and the Edgewood Cougars 7.
And that was the drive right there the Warriors really needed, to put some clock, put some points on the board and have the clock running.
That's right. I mean, they got a little bit sloppy. I think they started to take Edgewood Cougars for granted a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, you know, that the Warriors, they wasn't really clicking tonight. They really didn't take advantage of the single coverage that was out there earlier. Plus, I thought they really had the quarterback stay in the pocket a little bit too much, trying to throw the ball, which wasn't a real good decision on the Warriors' offensive game plan.
Well, they're going to have their hands full because the last 2 weeks they've played against quarterbacks that really didn't figure to beat them with their feet.
Yeah.
But next week against Elder, this Bittner has gotten to where he'll run this ball, beat you with his feet.
And that's going to be a nice little football game next week, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Winton Woods beat Elder 2 years in a row, and they lost last year, but of course now next week the Winton Woods, the Waycross Media crew will be at Mount Healthy, televising a game between the Fighting Owls of Mount Healthy against the Northwest Knights. which should be a good neighborhood backyard scrap. There's the give. Yeah, that's a game to draw out the records in that Mount Healthy Northwest game.
Number 25, Wade Phillips.
Clock rolling, 140 left to go in the game here.
Picks up 4.
Well, unfortunately, Jake, looks like Edgewood just ran out a little time, and they really couldn't throw the football tonight, especially when they had to. You know, anytime you just put 1 or 2 receivers out in the pass route, you're going to have trouble all night. And Winton Woods had 9, 10 guys in the box all night. They were daring Edgewood to throw the football. They didn't believe Edgewood can come in here and throw the football.
Well, Edgewood, you know, they too many times tried to run outside on Winton Woods, and they should have figured out from the giddy up that that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, like you said, the speed of Winton Woods neutralized that outside run for Edgewood.
Clock rolling. Kraft looking to throw this ball. It's complete. Clock rolling under a minute. 56.9 seconds. Clock back to rolling. Well, this is a kind of victory, though, the Warriors, you know, needed to continue their winning ways, even though they didn't light up the scoreboard like they've been doing.
Well, this was a good game for the Warriors. Yeah, I tell you, Jake, right now, they had to play a little bit disciplined on defense just because of the wing tee and their deception of the wing tee. Unfortunately, they got a couple of personal fouls, which they'll probably grow from, and they can't have those kind of penalties next week.
And as we see, the clock is rolling, and Cougars are going to say that's it. So, as the clock rolls down, we're just going to say, in honor of Winton Woods' homecoming, beacon of our strength and pride, 2 legends standing side by side, testament to brotherhood. Hail to thee, O Winton Woods. So, that'll do it here from Frederick Stadium, Fort Park, Ohio, from my partner Rich Mays and all the fine resources of Waycross Community Media. This is Jake Williams, and we will see you next week.